It's been a while since we've been here. First time we looked out this window in the daytime this year. Got home late yesterday. 22 degrees outside, wind 14, 15 miles an hour. That time is wrong. It's about 10 a.m. on Monday, January 6th. Out the door with Mitt, you want to go outside? I didn't think so. Steve, I need somebody. Come on. All right. Rex is on holiday. We've had to shuffle the lineup. Mitt, you're in. Steve, guess what? You get the marquee. You get to go out the door first. Can you do it? Come on, Steve. Let's go. Row. Where's T-Rex? Why isn't he running out the door? We have some slackers with us. It's a gray Monday morning, January 6th, and there's no snow on the ground. I would have never thought that this would happen when we left for vacation. What was it? December 24th. There's been plenty of weather, and there are plenty of snowstorms, and it's plenty cold. And there's Steve. Mitt, you slacking? You gonna just stay in here? All right. We'll be outside. It's called the Greenland Block, the negative North Atlantic oscillation. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it hurts. There's a snowstorm today. You ever heard of Wisp Resort in Maryland? It's snowing a half inch to an inch an hour in Maryland this morning. Head south for snow. Steve, we thought we were going to have you up ankle deep, at least in some snow by now. Even 5 days ago, I thought for sure would be using these tools. These tools, by the way, my snow and ice measurement devices, were left in a bucket of water over there that has since melted, blown away, emptied out. Oh, it broke. Yeah. Note to self, don't use this thing for a bucket. But we do have ice in the swimming pool over here. And it's solid. Actually, I think there's a little water left in the bottom of that. What fun is cold without snow? And it's not exceptionally cold either. Temperatures this morning around, 7:30, 8 o'clock. I got this temperature map. Boston at 18 or 19 degrees. Northern New England close to 0. And for a change, not too windy. So this is just actually old-fashioned, regular winter chill. The wind has been a big factor. Hope I'm sounding all right with my noise-canceling mic. I'm looking down at it a little bit now, so it sounds like it might be a little louder. And there's only minimal ice in the rocks down there. I'm wearing my gloves, so I'm not going to be able to zoom. And Mount Washington is actually warmed up after a couple days at around 9 or 10 degrees below zero. Temperatures up to 7, and the sun came out in our mountains today for the first time this year. But just after midnight, it was still windy, and a gust of 102 miles per hour at just past midnight, 12:30 this morning. That makes today day 5 in a row with a wind gust over 100 miles an hour on top of Mount Washington. And I looked back through all of 23 and 22 and didn't find another day with 5 days in a row of wind gusting past 100 miles per hour. So, historic wind event underway. And there's a little lull today. The wind has actually dropped off dramatically at Mount Washington. And so much so in the wind letting up department that the tram is running to the summit of Jay Peak. So the sun finally came out. Snow guns are blasting down below. And Sterling shares these images. He's at the lift. He's the lift attendant today. And thank you, Sterling, sharing these beautiful images from Jay, where day 1 in a row with sunshine, first sunshine of the year in our mountains to the north. Why don't we look at Mount Katahdin, too? Ice boating is going to be fabulous with no snow and all this cold day after day. We're going to have the best ice on the ponds for ice boating and skating. But it's not that cold that I'm going to get ice here on the Fore River, at least unless the wind lets up. And what's really interesting about this day is that the top of Mount Washington, 7 degrees, is the warmest of the vertical profile. So there's actually a bit of an inversion. Usually you do not get inversions with low pressure and windy weather. But what's happening in New England is kind of interesting with these storms that are going south of us and missing and then going out into sea and then bombing out. There are a couple of storms I have not been able to cover because I have not done weather in a couple of days. And that storm that came out of Kansas City, Jim Cantori covering the blizzard. He got more thunder, snow, all excited about that. but the lead edge of that storm when it began was freezing rain, and Super Trucker there on X posted this video. Imagine seeing this in your rear view mirror with a truck tanker just sliding toward you, unable to stop. And that was the condition with the ice storm and then the snowstorm. So lots of images coming out from that system, which is missing us to the south. Well, there was another even weaker system that went off New Jersey. When we were driving through New Jersey on Friday night, I said, oh, there's an inch of snow on the ground. That system was about a 990 low south of Nantucket on Saturday morning, and then it bombed out. It deepened 36 millibars in 24 hours. Explosive development turned into a 955 hurricane force storm, and it stalled off Newfoundland. And we've got some ex-posters, it's hard to call them ex-friends, friends on the X platform sharing the imagery from Labrador, Newfoundland. Newfoundland, Labrador. It's a hurricane, snow, wind, storm with this content provider saying, I hope my little ocean perch survives. I hope it did survive. And so the storms missing New England are going around and then back up into eastern Canada and then backing westward. What else did I want to share? Oh yeah, over the last 3 days, the lee of the Great Lakes, Lake Ontario especially, I checked out some snow amounts this morning. 75 inches of snow reported. So this is what, the third major outbreak. And Dan Lee, in the lee of Lake Ontario, in the town of Lee, shared this photograph on X. And then, not to be outdone, Leo says, I was right up the road and we had about 65 inches of snow. Thank you, Leo, in the lee of Lake O. And look at that snow on the roof. When does it become time to panic for too much snow? But this is highly isolated, and that's how it's going to stay. The satellite image, did I already show it? This cloud over us is the northern edge of the system that's missing off to the south. And so 5 to 10 inches of snow in the metro DC area and Philadelphia maybe with some no more severe weather. There's been so many severe storms I haven't been able to keep track of them. This is the second outbreak dwindling today out of the Gulf of Mexico, and there are going to be more. They're all lined up coming in off the Pacific, but the energy is going to be deflected south. Here's the HRRR, and I'm showing sort of the southern aspect of it. You can see that storm missing us off to the south. So it is snowing a little bit today, Connecticut to maybe Nantucket, and that makes this day 6 in a row with New England snow every day so far this year. And the snow will return to the mountains of northern New England due to these sort of backing storms. I think I have to show the real big picture. This is called the continental view of the ECMWF, the Euro model. And we have to show it because I want you to see what happens to these storms that are going off to the south of New England. There they go. There goes today's storm. It goes out there. And then what happens when they get into the Atlantic Ocean between Newfoundland and Bermuda? Half of them escape and race across the North Atlantic over to northwestern Europe, where it's also been snowy and cold, by the way. And then the other half of them, look at them sliding from east to west under the Greenland Block, high pressure in Greenland, and those storms ramping up, bombing out, going into eastern Canada near Labrador, and then backing all the way across Quebec into Ontario, all the while tightening the pressure gradient, black lines, over New England, ramping our wind back up with these oscillations of backdoor warm fronts, warmer air coming in from the north. That's what happened on Mount Washington today with a temperature of 7. And then cold fronts with the temperature going back down, each one of those making upslope snow at Jay Peak, Vermont. It's going to keep on snowing off and on through the week, probably inches instead of feet, backing off that a little bit. New Jay blog tomorrow. And then the storms go across the Gulf of Mexico. More snow for Texas than southern New England. And I'll even just show it out past 240 hours, seeing as it's really big picture, because it happens again, even out past 240 hours. These lows going off to our south and missing to the south, and then turning up north and then west and into Canada, and all the while keeping us windy with no big snowstorms in sight through the middle of January. This is historically the snowiest and coldest part of the winter, and there are no snowstorms forecast for southern New England. Here's the coast-to-coast snow, and I'm only going to take this out 240 hours. And we'll show you the snow there, missing us to the south today. And then it starts snowing a little bit again on the lee of the lakes, and especially Lake Champlain. But the wind's more north from the north than the west. And there's not a steep temperature gradient. So it's going to be just as cold at the base of the mountain as it is at the top of the mountain. It's still low barometer cold, but it's very dry, and there's not a lot of instability, so not a lot of snow. And so I think inches of snow instead of feet of snow around Jay Peak. So I'm backing off that forecast. And you see the more snow there in Texas than southern New England. Even Louisiana. Even Louisiana has a speck of snow, while Boston has 0 snow going out 240 hours. And I think I'll just show you the 48, lower 48 for 240 hours out. And there's a 1047 high pressure system over near the Great Lakes, and yet another low going across the Gulf of Mexico with more southern snow. This gets us all the way out now to January 16, 17. So wind and chill, not extreme cold. The wind will become extreme again, gusting past 100 miles per hour on Mount Washington again, probably late tomorrow. Of Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, and I'm going skiing, and I'll see you up north, Lord willing. And today's the best day. Those images coming out from northern New England. Oh yes, Carl and Donna sharing the optical phenomena and the light wind and the beautiful snow conditions, especially areas that make snow and groom it out nicely. That would be Mount Mansfield. So we'll see you within about 48 hours, I think. First, we have to go find T-Rex. T-Rex has been housed by good friends we've known all our life. He's been in great hands, but looking forward to having T-Rex out the door with you, Steve, tomorrow. What are we going to share for our and more? What a nightmare of travel. Beautiful, blessed wedding in, what town was that? In New Jersey, right at Rutgers University. Giovanna works with students at Rutgers, and Benjamin is an engineer. He likes hydraulic engineering, and they had a fabulous wedding, and the music was so outstanding. I think I'm going to leave you probably with some sights and sounds. TK, yesterday getting a ride back through your neighborhood, Ray Alba. I think I went right by your house in a long car ride home, but it was interesting to see because I haven't driven around New York City in quite some time. And that was interesting in getting some pizza at Sally's. Have you heard of pizza at Sally's? In New Haven, original since, 1936 or something like that. Dave Portnoy gave it a 9.2 on his scale, and likewise. But anyhow, in good company anyway, watching the football on the ride home. The Patriots actually won a game, and then it was pretty interesting TV yesterday, wasn't it, with all the football games? And then last night, the Sunday night football and those Golden Globes. It was kind of entertaining. But anyhow, I'm going to probably just leave you with mostly scenes from our Saturday wedding. It was beautiful on the coast in New Jersey, where we could see Staten Island across the waterway, and some beautiful music. And I'll leave you with that beautiful music and the time lapse, I guess, of the sky here in Weymouth yesterday. May actually snow a tiny bit here today. Thanks for watching. I know the viewership went down with no T-Rex and TK being out in the tropics, but I'm going to try and dedicate myself to getting better with our updates here in New England. One more thing, I guess, the garden. How's the temperature down here? It looks like about 25. And how about the rainfall? I'm going to have to take that in, defrost it. So it looks like we've had a couple inches of rain with maybe 2 snowflakes. Oh, yes, and the compost thermometer. How's my compost pile doing? You warming up? Compost is 40 degrees down in there. And more. And always love new discoveries. One of those places that you've heard about all your life, well, in my case, and have never been to. Rutgers. Here it is. Revolutionary for 250 years. 1766. How's the math? I'm not sure if that math worked out just right, but, and that's where the wedding is, or was, here on this brisk January 4th in Middlesex County, New Jersey. Not sure why they call them pansies, because they're certainly not weak. Rutgers, the State University of New Jersey, Queens Campus, 1809. Queens College, now Rutgers University, opened for instruction in 1771 in a tavern known as the Sign of the Red Lion on the corner of Nielsen and Albany Streets. removed from New Brunswick to North Branch and Milestone during the American Revolution. I literally feel like I'm kind of on the set of Animal House, and I should be going to buy a cake somewhere and bringing it out here on double secret probation. Does it feel like that? Where's the music? So this is the campus of Rutgers. Fascinating. All right, sun's going down in New Jersey. We made the wedding, and now out the door for more. The reception, and I've never been down here before. Look at that crescent moon up there. That's so pretty. And Venus. I haven't even talked about the planets and the stars and all they're doing this month. Incredible sky show, including the aurora last night that I failed to show because there's so much more going on everywhere. And here we are down on the Jersey Shore, and I believe over in that direction somewhere is Staten Island.
Okay, I have a very important announcement. Cocktail hour is open. Okay, so it's all included. This is all provided for us in the name of Merriment. So, second floor is right here. Just go in the back. You can find drinks back there. Also, drinks here, right there. It's going to be open for the next hour. So, it'll close a little before 6. So, make sure to take advantage of it. Then we're going to have the wedding party come in and I'll bring us through that. So, cocktail hour open. Enjoy.
What is this waterway?
Raritan, Maine.
Raritan?
Bay. From another angle, you can see the One World Trade Center.
Oh, wow. So we're in New Jersey, and that is Staten Island over there. And from another angle, you can see the World Trade Center. I was just informed. Very cool. All right, now back in time to us walking in the door for In More. Indoor amusement park. Cool. Hey Ray, I'm in your neighborhood. You're skiing. I'm going over the George Washington Bridge. Coming back from all that odyssey of a trip we've been on. Still going.